Yeah, that's what it is. It just now started. Sorry, you missed half of it. Okay. Here we go. You should have been here. All right.
Just like that.
All right. In chapter 2, verse 15, what is he stating that Timothy, as well as us, should be diligent in?
Remember, you're representing the Lord always.
Okay. Anybody know that scripture by heart? Present yourself approved to God, a workman that needs not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. That's how we present ourselves to God, rightly dividing the word of truth. All right, in the latter days, things will get, there's many words you could put in here. What'd you use? Difficult, terrible, anything else? Violent. Without love. Fierce. Could use all of those words. There's none of it's good, right? None of it's good. It's all bad. And so these are going to be terrible times. And then he uses examples in chapter 3. What does he say you're going to see? Just throw out a few.
People will become lovers of themselves.
Self-love. Isn't that interesting? Taught from every talk show host out there today. Anything else?
Lovers of money.
Oh, lovers of money. The root of all evil, right? The lovers of money. Boastful, proud, liars, all kinds of terrible things that we see in that verse when we go through there and read it. So we see those today, and we talked a little bit about it. Do you think that it was worse in Paul's day or in our day? Probably the same, right?
It seems worse because we see it on TV and internet, and we see so much.
Mm-hmm. We see so much on social media, internet, TV, all of those things that we see, and we feel like we're immersed in it. It's kind of like this Ukraine war because it's on the TV all of the time. There's an attachment to it that maybe we didn't have in, I don't know, the Vietnam War, or some of those where it wasn't a daily bombardment of the visuals of everything that we're seeing so that we feel more attached to it by then. But in Paul's day, guess what? They got to walk down a row of crucifixions. They got to see the Roman soldiers take a sword because they got mad at a Jewish person and just cut their head off right there in front of the people. They got to see things that Nero was doing. They got to see things that the priests were doing with their own eyes. So ours is a different medium, and perhaps we get more of it all of the time, but how'd you like to be walking down a row of crucifixions? Or see Christians dipped in oil instead of flame? Or torn apart by beasts, or any of the other horrendous things that happen. It was bad in Paul's day, it's bad in our day, and there's a reason for that. Do you know what that reason is?
Because sin is bad.
Because sin is bad, and Satan, the enemy of God, the enemy of our soul, is the prince of this world. God is allowing that for a time. He is the prince of this world. Don't think that he's going to do good things with God's creation, because he's not. And that's why it's as bad as it is. All right, Paul's final farewell. Do you think he knew he was going to die? And how did he know he was going to die?
He said, my departure is near, I have fought the good fight.
Okay, so in his words, we see that. Can you list one of the things that he talked about with this?
Poured out.
Going to be poured out like a
Drink offering.
drink offering. Completely poured out in honor of God. A drink offering, I'm being poured out that way. Also, what were the prisons for in those days?
Yeah.
Death. Not to do hard time. They were holding cells for execution. So the fact that he's in this particular prison simply lets Paul know that he's just waiting for the day that Nero decides that he's going to be beheaded. What does he ask Timothy for at the end of the letter?
Preach the word.
What does he specifically ask of Timothy?
Bring his cloak and
Okay.
his scrolls and bring Mark.
Okay, all right, and come before winter. Come before winter. Why would he say that?
It's going to get a lot worse in
Because
the cell.
it's very cold when you don't have a blanket or anything to cover yourself with, and you're in tattered clothing, and that's all you have. And so he says, come to me quickly, bring the things that I need, bring the people that I love. All right, and in spite of all the circumstances circumstances, Paul finishes well. What is his great comfort and praise at the end of a long and fruitful ministry?
Will rescue him from every evil attack and take him safely to his heavenly kingdom.
About that for a minute. The Lord will deliver me from every evil attack. Did Paul get beheaded?
I think he's talking about his spiritual attacks.
Okay.
That the Lord can continue to give him hope, no matter what his physical circumstances are, and God will continue to do that. every day.
Absolutely. It's the same way we believe when someone that we've prayed for cancer isn't healed. We recognize that they are being healed. They're simply being healed at a different time period, because once they enter into the presence of the Lord, the healing is complete. He will save them from every evil attack of cancer or whatever it is. So the healing will come. We just want it to come today, and God says, no, it'll come tomorrow. But there will be healing. And so every evil attack, not that Paul's going to forego his death, or not that the Christians are not going to be persecuted, or not that the Rome isn't going to continue to treat them horribly, or any of those things. The evil attacks are going to continue, but God will save him from those at the date of God's choosing. He will save him from those. That's another good one for us to keep in mind. The timing of when God offers and brings about the deliverance. All right. 2 Timothy, finished. Now, we're going to take a little side trail today. I'm doing that.